Hey, what's up, guys? This is Brandon Curry here at Oxygen Gym tonight. Post-training, second workout. And I'll let you know time is ticking. Time is counting down. The Olympia is coming. History is in the making. And I'm just trying to be that number 15. I'm working each and every day, pushing my body here in Kuwait, focusing on nothing but bodybuilding to make this happen. There's a new excitement to the Olympia this year. New management, new things going on, a lot of new things. Even the girls are getting paid more money, so it's awesome. You guys got to be there. You guys got to see what's going on. You guys got to check it out. Got to see history in the making. So please go to MrOlympia.com and get your tickets today. Time is ticking. Get them tickets for the gun show. And maybe see me make history.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's the Tominator coming at you with another one. And with the 2019 Mr. Olympia now less than 2 months away, I wanted to cast my early prediction for the future champ. And that would be the man you just saw in the video, Brandon Curry. So let me now present to you 5 key reasons why I think he will prove to be the next Mr. Olympia come September. Number 1 is momentum, okay? There's no denying that he has the most momentum right now out of anybody. As the reigning Arnold Classic champion, and with the current Mr. Olympia Sean Roden recently banned from competing, plus the previous champ Phil Heath also likely sitting this one out, Brandon suddenly finds himself in the driver's seat. Of course, Kai Green is a potential X-factor waiting in the wings, as always. If he decides to enter, then that changes the picture entirely. But let's be real, guys, he's not going to compete. There's like 7 weeks to go, so if he was doing the Olympia, he'd already be well into his prep at this point, and we would have heard by now. Kai teases this same shit every single year, mainly just to stay relevant, but he never shows up, so it's like the old adage says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I think at this point it's more like fool me 5 times, so you'd have to kind of be a gullible sucker to fall for that again. But back to Brandon Curry, and reason number 2 are the improvements he's made to his physique. Brandon is arguably the most improved bodybuilder of the past year or two. His career is clearly moving in an upward trajectory, such that winning the Olympia is no longer a pipe dream, but perhaps the next logical step in his bodybuilding journey. Here's a guy who climbed from 8th place in 2017 to 5th in 2018, and then won the 2019 Arnold Classic in a stacked lineup against the 2 other guys who beat him at last year's Olympia, William Bonac and Rolly Winkler. Talk about making a statement. Ever since Brandon made the decision to go all in and move out to Kuwait to train with the Camel crew in an environment free of distractions, among other advantages, he's continued to pack on quality muscle in all the right places. He's increased overall mass and density through his entire upper body and has become a force to be reckoned with in poses like the front double biceps, front lat spread, side chest, and back double biceps. With one of the tightest waistlines among the top 10, he also excels in the ab and thighs. His legs are the only remaining weak point, but he's managed to shore up the lower body to a large extent as well. The only other bodybuilder who can compare to his recent progress is Rolly Winkler, who himself has quite a bit of momentum as well after his career-high 3rd place finish in 2018 and being the recipient of the first ever People's Champion Award. I know based on the poll I did the other day that most of you guys feel Rolly is the favorite to win it all this year, and I agree, I can totally see that scenario playing out as well. I actually have him and Brandon projected as the top 2. But the problem with Rolly is that he took a bit of a step backwards when he mistimed his prep earlier in the year and wound up down in 5th at the Arnold. That kind of killed his momentum. The other reason I rank Brandon above Rolly, however, and this brings us to reason number 3, comes down to politics, plain and simple. Because as a native English speaker, Brandon Curry might just be the best possible ambassador left to the IFBB right now. Dexter Jackson is the only other top American still remaining up there, but he's 49 years old, and based on his noticeable decline last year with the expanding waistline and the diminishing thighs, I just don't see him pulling off his second Olympia win 11 whole years after his first one, even in a depleted lineup. William Bonac hails from the Netherlands and is a decent speaker, but his recent drama and nasty fallout with coach Neil Hill reflects poorly on his character. Plus, unless he's able to shave down his midsection a couple inches, I just don't think that the judges will see fit to reward him with bodybuilding's biggest title. I mean, put yourself in the IFBB's shoes. Who would you rather have as the ultimate ambassador for your sport? A hothead who cusses people out on social media, or a class act Christian family man? Keep in mind that with the ongoing Sean Roden scandal, the IFBB will likely be looking to clean up their image this year, so I think Bonac might have just ruined his chances and kind of shot himself in the foot, no matter how good he looks come September. Rolly and Rami, the latter of whom probably won't even be there this year either, are absolutely lethal mass monsters who can outmuscle pretty much anyone on stage, but unfortunately, even if either of them ever truly nails their conditioning, and I don't think that either of them really have done that up until this point, I still believe that the IFBB and AMI, the parent company who own the Olympia, would be very reluctant to crown them the next Mr. Olympia. Like, come on, just look at what AMI stands for. Don't you think they're going to favor American bodybuilders who can speak perfect English over some foreign guys who can barely string together two coherent sentences?
I'm a person with not a lot of words, but I'm mailed from the inside that I'm the champion of the. I don't have words. I'm so happy that I'm speechless.
I know. It sounds wrong, it sounds racist, and to a large extent it is, but it's also the reality of doing business. I'm just calling it how I see it, guys, and the IFBB and the Olympia is a business at the end of the day, make no mistake about it. Consider that the last non-American to win a Sandow trophy was Dorian Yates way back in 1997, and even then we're talking about a Brit who obviously had no issue with the English language. I don't know, guys. I'm of a mind that if they wouldn't allow Victor Martinez of the Dominican Republic to win in 2007, when he surely deserved it, I doubt we'll see someone from the Middle East come out on top anytime soon. What's for certain is that these non-Americans are fighting an uphill battle. They'd pretty much have to smoke the competition beyond a shadow of a doubt in order to pull it off. A tangential point to this political aspect is the fact that Brandon Curry is only 36 years old, so he has the advantage of youth on his side. And while 36 might not sound like a spring chicken exactly, consider that Rolly Winkler is already 42, Dexter Jackson is 49, and even Cedric McMillan is 41. The only other top contender around his age is William Bonac at 37, so if the IFBB are looking to start another dynasty with a multiple-time champ, Brandon Curry looks to be their safest option at the moment. But politics aside, I still feel Brandon has probably the best chance to win this year because of the physique itself. When Sean Roden upset the 7-time Olympia champ Phil Heath last year, a lot of the talk and explanation centered around the midsection, because that was the one major advantage he had over Phil. Even head judge Steve Weinberger essentially admitted that Phil lost because of his gut.
Phil also was in excellent condition, but Phil also had that problem with his stomach, and that really hurt him. It hurt him in a lot of the poses. And it also hurt him from the back. I mean, you could see the stomach could expand, you could also see it from the back, and it hurt him. He wasn't controlling his stomach.
It seems that the judges are finally placing a greater emphasis on streamlined waist and proper abdominal definition, and if that trend continues, which I think we should expect it to, then Brandon Curry would have to be considered a frontrunner because his abs are among the very best in the current lineup. Again, Rolly Winkler could challenge him in this department, especially if he comes in with the same sort of great shape and conditioning that he brought last year. So on paper, yes, it could very well come down to a 2-horse race between those two. But again, Brandon has a decisive political edge being born in the United States and all of that. And finally, we come to reason number 5, and this one, well, it isn't so much an argument for why he will win the Olympia so much as it is a display of his premium Olympia-worthy genetics. Because here's some photos from his very first contest at age 19 where he claims to be 100% natural. It was a drug-tested organization after all, and call me naive, but I'm inclined to believe the guy. I mean, other than the shoulders and the biceps, which are absolutely mountainous already, I don't see anything that's suspiciously overdeveloped to the point that it wouldn't be naturally attainable. Do I think that this level of physique is possible for most of us? Hell no, but that's one of the major things that separates the pros from the amateurs, namely their God-given potential and ability to pack on shapely round muscle mass abnormally fast. Ronnie Coleman was the same way, Phil Heath, Arnold, Jay. Go back and look at these guys as teens or when they first started lifting, and they're already relatively jacked, and you can see the potential is there. Now, admittedly, this doesn't mean much in the grand scheme of things because there's also been a ton of genetic freaks who never won the Olympia, like Paul Dillette, Lee Priest, Sean Ray, Kevin Flex, Lionel Bayecki, etc., but damn it, I just wanted to feature these clips because I just saw this on his Instagram a few days ago and was planning to do a whole video on it. But then I decided I wanted to have it a little more substance behind it than just, me speculating around whether he was natty or not, to which I really don't have any evidence either way. So that's why I kind of shoehorned this topic in here at the end. But Yeah, it admittedly doesn't have much bearing on the upcoming Olympia results, but I just thought it was pretty cool to see how impressive he looked, even as a 19 or 21-year-old. I guess the point is that he'd certainly fit right in among the likes of past champs like Ronnie or Phil. So yeah, guys, that's why I believe Brandon Curry should ultimately prevail here in 2019. The momentum, the continued improvements, the political edge and marketability, the trim waistline and overall aesthetics, and the genetic factor are all positive things he brings to the table, and nobody else can really say they tick all those boxes as well as he does. But of course, like always, it's going to largely boil down to who comes in great condition on that day, so these things are always a little unpredictable and up in the air, and that's what makes it so exciting. On a personal level, I'm honestly rooting for either Brandon or Rolly to take it this year. I'd be happy with either one of those guys being crowned the next champ, but realistically, I think Brandon has a slightly better shot. So that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed, and let me know if you agree with these arguments, or do you think someone else is going to take it? Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more. As always, this has been the Tominator signing off, and I'll be back.